welcome to this special edition of Almost a Podcast. I am Steve, and here with me today is Megan Nowacki. Hi, Megan.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm here today to talk about who was really responsible for the assassination of JFK.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
So for those of you who don't know about the assassination, it occurred on November 22nd, 1963 in Dallas, Texas. The president was on his way to speak at a luncheon, and he was in his convertible while he was shot 2 times, and he died later that day. Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the assassination of the president, but never stood trial because he was shot and killed 2 days later by Jack Ruby. Our society did not accept the fact that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in killing John F. Kennedy because they really never got any answers.
Yeah, as Americans, we really do like to, create a conspiracy and create something that's not even there. It's just like we just try to add to this cultural shock, you know?
Exactly. So today we're going to talk about 5 theories of whom Americans think really killed John F. Kennedy. The first starting with the Soviets.
So, in the time of high tension with the USSR, it was the Cold War. We were at the height of it. It was a nuclear arms race, and there was virtually no discussion between the U.S. and the USSR.
Back in the USSR. Oh, come on.
So basically, at this time, the USSR declared that they were going to launch missiles into Cuba, which is known as the Cuban Missile Crisis. And after much negotiation, the Soviets agreed to back down from this, which really pissed them off. It made them really angry, which is a reason that Americans believe that the Soviets were to blame for this assassination.
Yeah, and on top of that, the society really needed another reason to blame the Soviets. So Lee Harvey Oswald was married to a Russian woman, so everyone really thought that he was part of that KGB Russian stuff.
Back in the USSR.
That's like, back when we were in the World War I or World War II, when, if you were a German woman and you were married to an American man, you were just a Nazi. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
It is. It's ridiculous. So the next theory that American people came up with is that the mafia killed JFK. People believe this because of the Bay of Pigs invasion. Americans tried to get into Cuba, but they were unsuccessful, and this made the mafia angry because it halted any further crime from spreading into Cuba, which is a great reason to kill a president. Another ridiculous reason to blame the mafia was that the belief that the CIA wanted the mafia to kill Fidel Castro, but instead they changed their mind and wanted Kennedy dead, which, makes a lot of sense. And the mafia was also mad because JFK's brother, Robert, spent a lot of time following cases against them. So basically, they thought if JFK was dead, then his brother would have no authority, which I'm almost positive is not how it works. So clearly, I think this theory is just complete bogus. It's just ridiculous. Another theory is that the Cubans killed JFK. So, Stephen, I'll let you take this one.
So basically, the United States tried to get rid of Fidel Castro so many times. So Castro just devised a plan to kill JFK. And really? Come on.
Yep.
That's all they had.
Yep.
And they ran with that. That's really stupid.
Yep. So that's the only thing they had to base this theory off of. So it's a lot of evidence on that one. The next theory is that the CIA killed John F. Kennedy. They think this because they were, angry that the Bay of Pigs invasion failed.
Yeah, and there was belief that Lee Harvey Oswald was part of the CIA, and other CIA agents made it appear that he acted alone in the assassination.
So this is a conspiracy theory, and pretty much in America, if there's a conspiracy theory, the CIA is to blame.
They're the scapegoat to all of that, yeah.
So basically, like, the CIA is always involved in some sort of conspiracy theory. They're just always there. The last theory that we are going to talk about today is a more believable one, and this is the belief that Lyndon B. Johnson killed John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, if Lyndon B. Johnson killed Kennedy and JFK, was dead, then he would become president, and they had so many different political views, and on personal issues, they were just complete opposites. So without JFK, Lyndon B. Johnson was able to come in and run his own show. He was the man.
Mm-hmm. And another reason is because there was this belief that wealthy business people thought that they could benefit more from Johnson. So why not kill off JFK and have Johnson become president? And also, one of the most important facts, I think, is that to go along with this theory is that Texas is where the assassination occurred, and this was LBJ's hometown. He was from Texas, and he set up most of the visit to Texas. And during the motorcade that day, which was when the president was shot, that route actually was changed by Lyndon B. Johnson to cross directly in front of the Texas School Book Depository.
The weather couldn't be better. We have a brilliant sun at this moment, and here comes the president now.
So the Texas School Book Depository is where the shots came from that killed the president. So this is, the route was changed to directly cross in front of there. So, I guess that is, if you were to believe anything, this is a good point to make. But I guess, I think we can both agree that we believe that these theories are just completely untrue and that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in assassinating the president.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with you there. I don't think that there was any conspiracy. I think that it was just, cut and dry. Lee Harvey Oswald was the one to blame. If I had to side with one of these, I would probably go with the one that involves Lyndon B. Johnson, just because, I believe that one makes the most sense. Just because, if you're the vice president, look, you want all the power too. Like you want that. That's the ultimate goal, is to become president.
Yeah.
So
and, the facts are all there. All of these theories, they have their beliefs, but this one there's the most evidence, for this theory.
Yeah,
but,
quote unquote evidence.
Yeah. But if you really look at the evidence of the whole Lee Harvey Oswald, the shot that went through JFK. So the shot that went through his back and out through his chest was analyzed back to a single shot from one gun with Lee Harvey Oswald's fingerprints. And all of the evidence that they had from this case was only to support that Oswald acted alone. They had no other real, true evidence that anybody else was involved. And it is my belief that people were not satisfied that he acted alone because it didn't go to a trial. They didn't have any answers. And so basically, if things happen in American society that just come out of the blue and they have no answers, people come up with conspiracy theories. They make things up in their head. Think about 9/11. There are so many conspiracy theories because we don't want to believe what actually happened. We want to come up with these stories.
We
in our
want
head.
some closure. We want to get answers, and we for some stuff that we just can't have answers for.
Yeah. So these conspiracy theories were conformed because people wanted to look elsewhere for answers.
All right. Well, I think we've touched on all that we've, wanted to talk about. Again, I'm Steve, and Megan was, lucky enough to come on and join us here. This is Almost a Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Almost a Podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Just follow us, Almost a Podcast.